Do these 10 things to make your 2026 your best year yet. Now, the 10 things I'm going to go over today, you've probably heard of them. Even the master teachers will do this. They'll give us things and we'll think, well, we know this, but they're giving it to you because they know you're not doing it. 98% of people know what to do and they're not doing it. So let's see what we can learn. I'm learning from it. It's reminding me of things to do as well. Hey, I'm Judy, a spiritual teacher, healer, and founder of R.E.A.L Healing Methods, a spiritual academy for in-depth wisdom. My clients get the absolute truth, spiritual answers they're looking for, and in the process, their glass is spilling over in happiness and love. Please be sure to like and subscribe. That way we can keep the love going. Who is my guest today? Her name is Rayleigh. She's an individual who raised her hand to be of support to me. She's been with me 7 or 8 years. She wants you to know she transitioned at the age of 68. All her children were grown, and most of them at that time weren't living. This was 278 years ago. Yet she was someone who in the older times we would call it now Mississippi. She was born 1748. She lived on a little shanty houseboat. She helped a lot of people. It tells me she had a good heart. She was human, not an angel. Now, last week I did add to my YouTube channel her talk, and it was about 5.5 minutes, and I decided to add more to it. I didn't feel like I did it just, that this is really a good talk to help you in 2026 to really have the best year. So I am going to go more in depth and hope that there's some golden nuggets, the 10 things that I'm going to go over today. You can even get out a piece of paper, a pen, write it down. You can listen to the recording again and really take it in, because if you will follow the 10 things that Rayleigh offered, you will have the best year. You will. It's proven. It's proven. Also, she is not a part of my ancestors. She was a part of my soul lineage. We all have spirit guides that are either they can be some of your ancestors. We all have angels, and we also can have soul lineage, that people that are there to support us. And I love it. And you can call on your guides at any given time. She does want you to know a few things. She says, I'm new to your team. I am very much supporting you because you're down to earth. I'm not fancy like you, which I don't call me fancy at all. I just want you to know that. But to her, I was fancy because I went to college. I have a degree. I can write and I can read. So even though she says I did help a lot of people, I cannot read and I make an X for myself. I am, there again, of your soul lineage. I've been observing you for a long time. I know times when you did not have very much money. You did not have to live eating grass and catching fish. I'm not what you think for humanity. What does that mean? Well, first of all, I could talk like a Liz. I could talk like a Southern woman or like somebody that was not educated, but it's not necessary, is it? She says, I can't leave that behind because that is part of my story. We all have a story, you guys. We all do. And we can change our stories, but once you ascend or you transition, your story is your story. I want to go over a few more things like what I just said. Once we transition, our story of what we experience is what we experienced. God did share a message with me a while back and said, experience everything you want. Don't wait till the afterlife. I have heard people say to me, I'll do it again when I reincarnate. You can't wait for another opportunity. And reincarnation is not what we think it is anyway. I will tell you that. I've learned that from the master teachers. But I can also tell you that God says you have the opportunity to be the very best you can be. Do it now and experience everything you want, because in the afterlife, it will still be school for you. The purpose is to become the master within, to literally be the master teacher of your own fate. Most people, 89% of people, will never experience that. I'm telling you today that, and I have said this many times, that where we are in elevate our evolution, thank you, in our evolution is, and this time in 2026 and beyond, the energy of our planet is changing. We have an opportunity as Gaia, Earth. She is already at the sixth dimension. That's very important to hear, because this is where we all want to be for the most happiness and love. We have an opportunity that has not taken place for 80,000 years. And that is an opportunity to become non-dual in our perfect state of being with our soul, meaning we become our soul and we emerge as one. The consciousness of who we are and our soul emerge as one. And that souls already live forever. I mean, there's no age to a soul, right? And so you have a chance in history to be so much more than you can imagine. So when God says it now, and God would not say get it now, because God doesn't talk that way. So I want to change that. That was my words. But when God says to experience everything now, be all you can be, do it now. We have the opportunity. I'm telling you to do it. I will be talking more and more about that over and over and over again. I'm going to give you another example. My mother, this is more practical. Maybe you'll understand this. So my mother did not grow up being serious about playing the piano. And I'm not for sure she had piano lessons. I suspect she might have. They always had a piano. My grandmother played. My mother's mother had a gift to hear the sounds of music and could play any song she heard. What a gift. Okay. My mother did not. My mother could not do that. And she didn't really want to mess around with playing. She messed around to really play the piano. When she crossed over, in one of the messages she gave my sister, who was really good medium, a psychic medium, she did come in and give her a message and said that she was an expert now at playing the piano. So you get to do all these things in the afterlife. Well, so go ahead and just be brave and go for something this year you've never tried that you want to do. You might call it your bucket list. All right, back to this channeling message. Rayleigh said, I can say that as your guardian only for a short period of time, I've witnessed your elevation. And the message I would give to humanity is, would you go back to who you were a year or 2 years ago? That's how she starts. Would you go back? And would you want to be the person you were a year or 2 years ago? If you say yes, this is from me. If you say yes, then you are stuck in where you were a couple years ago. Just let that sink in. Most people, she says, would say no. This is my message to you. And now this is what she is saying to you now. Number one, keep your head face forward. Don't look back. Keep your head faced forward. Don't look back. In other words, quit living in the past. If you keep going over something in your mind over and over again, something especially that bothers you, you're looking back. And if you have regrets, guilt, shame for something you said, regrets, you still haven't maybe dealt with your grief, whatever it is, your anger, you now have developed through this time, you've developed patterns and imprints, and that's how it works. So let's say you go into the kitchen and you go to do something and you're going to cook. or you're going to fix something. Most likely, your mind is going to have thoughts that you've had before every time you go into the kitchen. That's a pattern, and that's an imprint. So stop and think, what are you bringing up in your mind of a story, of a situation that might be keeping you up at night? It might not, but you're repeating it over and over again. Let you know this is unresolved. It can be resolved. The real modality is a 4-step process that that I was given as a gift, and I've developed it over the years, and it is a beautiful technique that can be used to help you clear things very quickly. If you reach out to me at support@judijewett.com, I will give you the link for more of the information to find out, especially if that's where you're at, because it's bringing you pain and suffering. Number 2, stop complaining. I find personally the easiest way to stop complaining is not to say anything. How about you? If I'm complaining to someone and I catch myself, I say to myself, cancel, and then replace it with a positive statement, because you are going to get what you put out there, right? So if you're complaining, people think you're just a complainer. Change it. Go back to gratitude. Catch yourself and go back to gratitude. Okay, Rayleigh's number 3 is stop thinking of what you don't have. Let that sink in. As Archangel Michael and the other masters have said to me, we all know what we don't want, but we don't know what we don't know what we really want. We want happiness, but we can't really define it, and we can't visualize it, we can't see it, and we don't know concretely how to make it happen. But what we want is to be able, if you need to take out a piece of paper and write down all the things you don't want, then take out another piece of paper and start writing the things that you want. It really works. Okay, she's saying this also. Live with the purpose to be of assistance to others, but never to your detriment. And find what feels comfortable to you. Find the way that helps you to step out of situations that aren't supporting what you're creating and choosing. How many of you listening are overachievers or want to help everybody? And maybe you're one that never says no. That might be something you might want to look at and change. And just give that some thought as well. Rayleigh wants you to know that it's all about a soul blend. Your soul is there to guide you, not to force you. And personally to remind you, soul will never tell you what to do, only make suggestions. And Archangel Michael has also said that in some of my shows. He says, if somebody tells you what to do, it is not your soul. I'm going to also throw in something else to remind you that if you're like me and you're an intuitive and you get a lot of messages, I went through a period of time I would get so many messages and I thought they all were from my higher self or my guides. And Jesus says no, that when the best way, because I ask, are these, some of my things were giving me more of a negative point of view of what I was thinking. And what I was told by Jesus, Joshua, to say, step aside ego or stand aside ego in the name of Christ. And he says that will work because that's already written in the stones. That's already written in life. Stand aside, step aside, stand whatever aside ego in the name of Christ. Stand aside ego in the name of Christ. If I start getting a message that I immediately, when I'm meditating and I say that, the message will not come through. So a spirit is there feeding that in a moment of time where you're vulnerable. There's also other things you can do, and those are shields. And I will be bringing that up in the near future. Okay, this is from Rayleigh. You must decide the world is there for you as an oyster that is ready to be open. Think about that. It is filled with surprises. What will the surprises be for you? I can tell you this moment in time, the surprises can become what you design. So start opening to happy surprises. That is all Rayleigh. She says, what is it you want? You'd get to design your own life. Start opening to happy surprises. I'm going to ask you, this is Judy. I'm going to ask you again, what do you want to experience in 2026? Rayleigh, number 5, expect to wake up in the morning in a pleasant condition. I'm going to tell you before going to bed at night, write out how you expect tomorrow will be. Pave the way for positivity, expecting your day going the way you want. Now, I have a story for you, and I hope you just stay tuned. Just wait. We're going to be done, and then it won't take long to get through the rest of them. So this is the story. This is true. This is a true life story. So I have one of my children. She lives in the mountains. And there's a gigantic tree that's a couple hundred years old. It's in her front. And the tree was, you could tell the tree was living. I mean, it was like more than 20 feet up, seriously. And it was, you could tell, I mean, it was huge. I mean, it was huge. And you could tell, like, she had someone come look at it. And it was hollow at the bottom. She was waiting for this company to come to take down the tree. It was on her mind all the time. It was on her husband's mind because the person that came and gave her an estimate said that if the tree falls, it looks like it's going to fall and hit a house, okay? And knock down the electricity. And so it's a crane company that said, you're just on a waiting list. And so she'd been waiting and fretting over this for the last couple of years. And this all happened because even before Helena hit the crazy hurricane. So I'm bringing this up because every time I go up, I do the ideal scenario. That is trigger words you can use that really does work. And I've also given those to my daughter. And that is something that I'd be more than happy to share with you. I believe I've mentioned it before, the ideal scenario, and there's a way to do it. And I would sit there and I would always, when I go visit on her porch, I'd sit there and talk and say, angels, angels everywhere, please, 24/7, always be around the tree. And then I would visualize how I wanted it to be. And I knew, and my daughter did the same, okay? We didn't do it together. She did it. And I knew, she is a lover of trees. And I know she was communicating with this tree all the time. And I remember specifically saying, and she said she did the same thing. I would say, okay, if you're going to fall, please fall in the middle of the night when people aren't out and fall in a way that it can't hurt. It can't hurt anybody. I wasn't concerned about the electric because in the mountains, trees are always taking out the electric. Not always, but a lot of big trees will fall, and that's what you get. But I was more concerned that it would even go in the road and it could somehow fall that way, then it wouldn't take out the electric, right? But it wouldn't hit the house that was parallel to her behind a bunch of trees. And I didn't want animals to get hurt. Okay. This is a true story that just happened. The tree fell. It fell. That the mountains have had extremely high winds this past weekend with a bunch of snow. So it fell at 3 a.m. It was a very loud sound. They didn't see it until after 5. My son-in-law went over to look to see where the tree and went over to the people's houses that they were concerned it was going to hit. It didn't even hit, it went through the woods and it hit on their property, but not near their house, and all the property was safe. My son-in-law calls the people and find out they weren't even home. They were in the south vacationing, way south vacationing. So talk about a godsend. I'm telling you guys, this is a God miracle because you don't want someone home if this is going to happen. The other thing is it never took out electricity. Never took out. And that was very important to my daughter. She didn't want anyone to lose electric. So all that took place. The tree went down. It was gigantic, huge, huge, huge. And it would probably be at least 60 inches in diameter. No, that's not true. 60 inches it'd be larger, but I bet it was 4 feet. And 4 feet would be my guess. Okay, with that, let's go to something else. So don't forget miracles. Okay, Rayleigh says, number 6, expect that you will have all that is in that will benefit you, even if a fish that you're feeding upon when you're hungry. So if all you get, no matter what you get to eat, even if it's a fish, she says, think, I am glad, I am grateful for this fish. Instead of, oh my God, all this toxins on the food. I can't believe it. This has bones in it. Doesn't taste good. I don't want this. See what I'm saying? She says, just be in gratitude. I've been told by the master teachers that no matter what you're eating, most likely it's not going to be clean. There's going to be toxins. Just be in gratitude. That raises the frequency. Be in gratitude about everything. And that's one way, sure way you will raise your vibration. Number 7, think bigger. In other words, don't settle and shoot for the stars. Go after something you really want that you think you don't deserve. Go through the process of clearing the energy, I'm telling you, of that belief that is limiting you. Think bigger, set a goal and go for it. Number 8, be positive. Be positive. That's a whole story of its own. Number 9, let your inner glow radiate outward. How do you do that? You begin by feeling gratitude. Feel your heart filling up. Be grateful. Call in your angels, your spirit guides. Call in God. Call in Buddha. Call in Jesus. Whatever it is, if you are a nature believer and that's who you're comfortable in, then call in nature. Call in. It works. Number 10. Continue to expect your body to heal. Guys, if you want a healthy body, thank your body for vitality, wellness. Thank your organs. Tell your body that you love it. Just do it. Thank all of your organs. Thank your blood, your arteries, every system you have, all your glands, your good mind, your strong bones, whatever it is, grateful. Thank your body. If you have a imbalance or you have a disease, don't focus on the disease. That's just a word. Focus on health and vitality. And you can always fake it until you make it. This is my message also to you. That's what Rayleigh says, that I am to listen to these too. See? We always learn. It has been a pleasure being of service to you. Thank you. I hope you learned something new. I hope you practice the 10 things. If you want a list of them, I can put them in a Word doc, make it pretty. You could just hang it somewhere, go down it, and remember to do these things. If you do, you will have the best year. If you want to know about how to manifest money and you haven't perfected that, let me know and we'll cover that too. Thank you. Namaste.